So, I want to open up a little package that I got today from, TCG Player and whatnot. And figured I'd open it on camera and just talk about some of my thoughts on the trading cards and how they're going. Because, I don't know, I like Magic the Gathering reserve list cards and collecting them, and I just wonder kind of how actually rare some of this stuff is, because I think it's a lot more common than people trying to make it out to be on the internet. So, in here I got a bunch more Divine Retribution. A whole big old stack of them. And if you've seen my other videos, I've been buying this card for a while. It's a reserve list card. I've got a ton of them. Just to put it on my little stack, if you can see, maybe. But yeah, these are all Divine Retribution. And I've now got something like 500 of them, maybe, almost. I have another actual package I didn't even open. That's just been sitting there for a long time. And again, I don't think these things are that rare. But there's a lot of YouTube channels that play into the idea of the reserve list and stuff like that, which I think, they're slightly rare. If they're not going to be reprinted again unless, Magic 35 or something crazy like that. But no, yeah, about another little stack of them. Just more Divine Retributions. Yep. And a Rainbow Veil. Divine Retributions and Rainbow Veil. Just to add to the giant stack of Divine Retributions. So yeah, my main point being, how rare are these things? Are they ever going to have any real value? I've been doing this, buying them on and off for 5 years now, maybe more than that, maybe 6, 7, I don't know. Does anybody want them? There's 270,000, 30, 40,000, something like that, printed. I don't know, they're as rare as Lion's Eye Diamond, but people actually want that card. So, are all these lesser reserve list cards, and I'm not even talking Fallen Empires, where they print it 500,000 plus, or 700,000, something crazy like that. These other Mirage era ones that were about 250,000, something like that. I don't know, you can find the exact, roughly the exact number of how many cards are printed, how many rares divided up, 230, 40, whatever, 270,000, something like that. I don't know, there's a lot out there, and there's 250 listings for sale on TCG Player still. So, will these cards ever actually have value? And I'm kind of not sure if they ever will. I thought by now people would have hoarded them, and they would have kind of come into a small group of collectors by now of like, I don't know, maybe, well, hit the camera, maybe like 1,000 people, 800 people would have wanted these kind of cards, kind of the Mirage era, and just hoarded them, and it would have just eventually, years and years would have passed, and they would have slowly siphoned into people's collections. It would only take, like I said, like I've got over 500, and just another few hundred people would have taken most of them off of the, you know, off the market, even at the rate that I was going at, which, like, I don't know, there was a year or so I didn't even buy any. Like, so kind of transitions into like the Flesh and Blood cold foils. Like, how many of those are there? Like, especially, of course, of the Tales of Aria era, which they said they're going to release the print run numbers, but we're still waiting. I feel like that should have been done like 6 months ago or something like that, but who knows? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. And we can kind of get an idea of how many of each cold foil, or cold foils total, there should have been printed, and then work from there. There's a good chance on that one that there was maybe 200,000 boxes, maybe 250,000 boxes printed, which means there'd be like maybe 300,000 cold foils, maybe 350,000, maybe less, who knows, we don't know how many boxes were printed, but that would be spread out over all the commons and majestics and legendaries. So each individual like common cold foil, there might be like 10, 15,000 of each, is my speculation at this point, until we know an actual box number, who knows. But looking at this one, like, it's already 20 plus years old, like, and it's still under $1. Like, no one wants it. Will anyone ever want it? I don't know. You would think eventually collectors, people would just speculate, and I just thought they would have already fallen into the hands of just a few people at this point, any reserve list card, but I guess not.